Both are the data points that can shape expectations for economic growth and market movements. Wall Street experts remain split, with 42% forecasting price increases and another 42% predicting further consolidation. So for me, before trying to buy the SP 500 again, Hi everyone, my name is Isaac Martinez, trader and market analyst, and welcome to the official XShift channel. Today we are diving into one of the most exciting weeks in the crypto history, as Bitcoin breaks the elusive $100,000 mark, sparking waves of volatility and reshaping the market landscape. We will explore what's driving this historical rally, including the latest moves from President-elect Donald Trump, his pro-crypto team, and how it's impacting major players like MicroStrategy. So stay tuned, you don't want to miss what could be the start of a major shift in the financial world. We will start as always with the economic calendar, and don't forget that the hours you are going to see are based on GMT-5. So on Wednesday, December 11th at 7:30 a.m. we have the core CPI and the overall CPI data for the month and year in United States. These figures are crucial because they show how prices are behaving and whether inflation is under control. This can directly influence the Federal Reserve's decisions on interest rates, which impacts the US dollar on the markets. On Thursday, December 12th at 7:15 a.m., the European Central Bank will announce its main refinancing rate and release a monetary policy statement. These events are key to understanding how the bank aims to control inflation and stimulate the economy in the Eurozone, which can affect the euro. At 7:30 a.m. on the same day, the United States will release the monthly core producer price index and the overall PPI, along with weekly unemployment claims. The PPI shows changes in cost for producers, while unemployment claims reflect the health of the labor market. Both are the data points that can shape expectations for economic growth and market movements. At 7:45 a.m., the European Central Bank will hold a press conference. This typically provides details on their decisions, and any unexpected remarks can create volatility in the euro. Finally, on Friday, December 13th at 1 a.m., the United Kingdom will release its monthly GDP data. This measures the economic activity and is essential to understand whether the UK economy is growing or shrinking, directly affecting the British pound. And now let's dive right into the latest developments in the financial markets. Gold prices experienced a dynamic but ultimately range-bound trading week, fluctuating around the $2,645 per ounce. Analysts remain divided on gold's short-term trajectory as markets anticipate upcoming US inflation data, global central bank decisions, and the Federal Reserve's next rate announcement. Throughout the week, gold prices oscillated between highs of $2,650 and lows of $2,615, reflecting a market in consolidation. Analysts attributed the lack of a clear breakout to mixed signals, including stronger than expected US labor data and anticipation of rate cuts by the Bank of Canada and Swiss National Bank. Wall Street experts remain split, with 42% forecasting price increases and another 42% predicting further consolidation. Retail traders leaned more bullish, with 60% expecting gold to rise. Opinions diverged on whether recent Bitcoin gains, which crossed $100,000 for the first time, compete with or complement gold's appeal as a safe haven asset. Looking forward, key inflation metrics such as the US Consumer Price Index and Producer Price Index are expected to guide market sentiment, along with central bank policies from Canada, Australia, Europe, and Switzerland. While some analysts predict moderate gains for gold in the near term, others caution that sideways trading may persist as markets await clearer economic signals. Now shifting our focus to the crypto market, as we told you before, Bitcoin made headlines this week by surpassing $100,000, and that was for the first time, peaking at $103,700 before pulling back to $96,900, highlighting its notorious volatility. The rally has been fueled by optimism over President-elect Donald Trump's pro-crypto stance, including plans to replace the tech chair Gary Gensler with crypto advocate Paul Atkins. Meanwhile, institutional players like MicroStrategy continue to shine, with its 4,200,000 Bitcoin holdings generating significant profits and pushing its stock up 500% this year. Despite the pullback, Bitcoin historic surge reinforced its dominance, leaving investors wondering if $100,000 will become the new norm or just another stop in its volatile journey. Now let's move to the technical analysis, as we always start with the DXY, the US dollar index. Last week I have proposed to you that the DXY is highly possible to reach bearish levels, and we have reached two of them. The first one was 105.718 and the second one was 105.488. To start, I want you to identify which kind of movement we're having right now. So if I start drawing a path here, you can see that I'm establishing. So my question for you will be this: do you think that the price will continue to rise up, or is it possible that the price only goes up to continue falling? If we follow this movement, if we follow this trend in the 4 hours interval, it's highly possible that after this pullback, it is highly possible that after this upward pullback, we can see a new downward movement where we can reach the next bearish level located at 105.205. This is based on one of the fair value gaps that we have established the last week. Also, if you are trying to see other levels, other bearish levels, I would suggest you to consider these levels located at the liquidity. This level located at 104.187. You have also a big fair value gap here. You have a vacuum block here. So you have several objectives if you are trying to be bearish this week with the DXY. If you want specific prices, I can suggest you to consider the 104.120 and the last one, which is located with this vacuum block at 103.582. Remember, obviously, that all this bearish proposal that I'm giving to you, it's related to the current trend, which is a downward trend, as I told you before, as we draw the path. On the other hand, if you are trying to be bullish with the DXY, I would suggest you these levels for the DXY so you can consider for your trading with your strategy. As you can see, if we are trying to establish bullish objectives, we are seeing several absorptions in the upward movement. You can also know them as weak, as upper shadows, but the thing we need to understand here is that the price is having a resistance to go up. So before choosing the top part of the week, the top part of the upper shadow, consider an objective, I would choose the bodies of the candles. So maybe a better objective or maybe a better target could be based on the body of the candles, being 106.503. Next objective, next target would be here, a clear fair value gap with its price located at 107.324. And finally, we can choose this reaction block, the 50% of it, which is located at 107.782. And as I told you before, even considering that we could have an upward movement because of the fundamentals of the week, I would suggest you to consider that the price could make an upward movement and after that follow the downtrend to try to reach more bearish targets. Next asset, SP500. We have established last week one of the levels at 601.05, but the problem with the SP500 right now is that it's overpriced, so it's difficult to make new buys here, it's difficult to make longs. And why is that? Because we are at all-time highs, or you are trying to make bullish trades in an overpriced asset, and it will be very easy for the asset to fall. So you need to consider that pullback in your trades. So for me, before trying to buy the SP500 again, I would wait for the new correction, for the new pullback. So if I calculate this with the Fibo retracement, I could consider one of the points for me to buy again the SP500, a pullback to $5,976. After this, we have also these two options, these two targets. The next one is located at 5,947 and the last one 5,905. You have a big vacuum block here with its price located at 5,824. And last, maybe, is difficult. It will be very difficult for the SP500 to fall so much, but you can also consider the one at $5,696. Why is difficult for the SP 500 and also for other assets in the financial markets? And that's an easy answer. Is because all Trump is doing right now to support all the companies in the United States. So it is likely to continue these upward trends for the market, but taking risk at all-time highs should be a matter to think about. Consider first so the pullbacks, and also don't forget this bullish target located at $6,105 with the SP 500. With the euro dollar, we had the sell zone established the November 24th. It was useful once, but after this week, the price started to establish an upward trend, and then we need to consider that maybe after this movement, after the breaking this sell zone, we can see a new upward movement with the euro dollar. So I can delete this sell zone, and I can consider from now on that the euro dollar could recover its price. If we are considered that the US dollar index could fall, then we can also consider that the euro dollar can increase its price. So maybe after the euro dollar has successfully filled this fair value gap here, let me show it to you. It was filled in this last session. Maybe after this, the euro dollar can continue with its upward trend, upward movement. So objectives for this week, targets for this week, I could consider bullish targets for the euro dollar. The first one should be located at 1.06542 and the next one at 1.07331. Liquidity target located at 1.08247. And the last one, difficult to reach, but I'll leave this to you, 1.09371. And finally, we will see about Bitcoin. So, as I can see with my indicator, there is no sell volume or not enough sell volume. So after this, I will try to consider a new upward movement for Bitcoin for this week. If we don't have fundamentals that can increase the strength of the dollar, it's likely to have an upward movement with Bitcoin this week. Consider targets at $102,000 and $104, and also the last all-time high, which is located at $104,000. On the other hand, if you are trying to buy Bitcoin, maybe you need to see all the opportunities you can have. Here, I don't see a clear point to buy, but maybe if we consider this a rejection block, the 50% of this rejection block is located at $94,550. And also you can consider the last point of the shadow, which is located at $92,055. Bitcoin's cliff past $100,000 is a milestone that left the entire market buzzing, and its pullback reminds us how unpredictable and volatile is the crypto market. If you enjoyed this analysis, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to our channel if you don't want to miss the next weekly analysis. And also let us know your thoughts in the comments. And don't forget, if you're ready to trade Bitcoin and other top assets, register now at Xchief to take advantage on the opportunities we have discussed today. Link in the description. See you in the next video.